Hey, I'm Jen. I am a psychic medium, medical medium, tarot reader, quantum energy worker. It is a full mouth, folks. Either way, at this point, the tagline is I'm psychic as fuck. So welcome into my channel. We are going to do a collective reading, all signs, and then individual signs. Let's see where this week is taking us. We did just have that full moon in Scorpio yesterday, so we're still feeling those effects today. And lots of transformation, lots of shadows being brought up. Lots. Two of Wands fell out, and I'm gonna leave it right there because frankly I don't want to pause the video. You're a little too far away. Okay, you have recognized that your previous thought pattern, the previous way you were doing life, was not working, and as a result of that, things are actively and progressively shifting for you. You have done the inner healing work, and you're no longer willing to kind of hide from yourself. For a lot of you, you have been in a space where you have been just waiting to end these cycles, but there was this sense of it's like repressed anger, repressed sadness. But then there's also some repressed energy from family on here with this Judgment card too. Oftentimes how our family views us just leaves us in this weird conundrum spot where like, but that's not who we really are, and that's not the version of ourselves that we want to portray, right? Okay, great. So we've shifted that narrative. We have recognized at this point that how we move forward is by following our own path and just being absolutely on point with what it is we want, what it is we desire. You've done the work to look around and see what doesn't work out, so you have a really clear vision for what does work. Two of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. So we know what doesn't, we know what does, and from there we can follow our path, and the path truly leads to happiness. The path here truly leads to abundance. You're doing the work you're supposed to be doing. You're in the spot you're supposed to be in to continuously receive not only the blessings, but also the guidance, right? Because the whole deal is as you're walking this path, as you're getting aligned with the energy and the intentions of moving forward, is that you need to continuously be receiving guidance as well, so you know what the hell you're doing, where to go, and when to do it. And so by being confident on your path, knowing that you're hearing, you're seeing, you're understanding is going to be crucial as you move forward. It's giving you guys have figured out how to collapse the timelines, which is something I've been talking about over on Instagram as well as TikTok. And collapsing that timeline puts you into the energy of things can only get better because I'm solely focusing on what will get better, right? All right, Aries. Let's see what message we have for you. Okay. So Aries, you too are focusing on the cycles that you have ended, okay, out here with the World card. You actually had the beginning and the end, the World and the Fool. So you have actively closed out some cycles and you are already in the midst of beginning the next one. You didn't have much of a waiting period between the two, I'm hearing. And that was because this last one was quite heavy. You might actually still be feeling the residual effects of the last cycle being heavy. we do have the Four of Cups into the Five of Cups. So just knowing, like, emotionally things will balance, things will uplift, but you have to play the integral role here in that to bring your emotions up, to get yourself out of the anxiety and out of the depression, because you have both right now. You have to be aware of where your vibration is at all times. And so if you find yourself feeling the deeper pull to those stickier energies, right? It is time to figure out what you vibrationally need to move forward. Stop arguing with yourself. You actually do know what you need, and you can own it. You can do it. You don't have to hold on to that story anymore, especially because you have ended these cycles. There's this energy of, I'm fighting myself, and what you're actually fighting yourself on is the release. You don't have to be this person anymore. You don't. It's time for you to find your way forward, and now is not really the time to dawdle either, if I'm being honest with you, okay? But it's time for you to find your way forward in the new energy. Release the past versions of self. Leave them where the hell they're at. Sometimes it takes a little longer to move through those versions, but your key indicator will be how you feel inside of your body and how your money is flowing. If it's very slow, feels a little stop, go, then we're on the stuck side of things, okay? So it's really learning to manage that and moving forward with grace from that aspect. Taurus, let's see where we go for you. Ten of Swords on the bottom of the deck, Tower, Seven of Swords, Two of Swords as well. The energy here, Taurus, is heavy. The energy here is we are kind of stuck in some cycles, and we don't know if we can necessarily find our way forward at this time because things feel very muddy. Spirit wants you to take comfort in the fact that you have done some inner work here that will allow you to move forward, but it comes with a Tower moment, okay? Mentally, it's feeling like things are very heavy for you right now, and this full moon that we just had did a little doozy on you, okay? But it made you kind of see where you're keeping yourself playing small, where you're keeping yourself more in the energy of, I'm stuck and I don't know how the hell to move. This is truly because you have found yourself not wanting to make decisions. You're like, I'll just sit here, whatever happens is gonna happen, and then I'll flow from there. And while that sounds good, what you're doing is you're giving away your power. Not everything is going to be, your choice necessarily. And sometimes that kind of gets you really frustrated. It kind of leaves you feeling like you don't get what you want, you don't get what you need. And then we're upset about that. But when you can make a choice and you can influence, everyone can influence their life and the energy of their life. When you have the opportunity, you're not taking it. Why? There is some fear around growth here, but more importantly, there is a lack of love for yourself. And so this is your season to focus in on the self-love. And then you are actively, while loving yourself, focusing in on the building blocks of new energy in regards to your money. 3, 8, Page, and Knight of Pentacles are out here. It's like the more you love yourself, the more you recognize that money can work for you, not against you. The more you love yourself, you can recognize that the hard work sometimes is more of mental work, emotional work, than it is physical labor or whatever your way to make money is, right? It doesn't have to be physical labor, but you have to be focusing in on what you need emotionally to fill your cup, so that way the money side of things feels easier for you, because it shouldn't have to feel so heavy all the time. And I'm hearing for a lot of you, it's literally heavy on the physical vessel to work through some of this stuff. Gemini, let's see where we go. Gemini, these couple cards came out together, and I'm going to call that an important message based on what it is. You have recently ended a cycle that they've been waiting for you to end, and it's in regards to money. Okay? It's in regards to how you make your money, how you hold your money, how you spend your money. Your mindset has needed to shift on the subject of money for a very long time. And it finally is starting to shift. You have finally recognized that the work for you to do here was to, number one, follow your intuition. Number two, it was to make room for what you want to show up. A lot of times we say we want things, but we don't end the cycles that are kind of placeholders for what we do want. So this is not going to be money, but so you want a boyfriend. Well, but you hang on to this guy friend. That's not a placeholder. You're energetically giving your time, attention, and space to this individual, as opposed to releasing them and opening yourself up for that new love. It's the same way with money. The more you hold on to what you know doesn't work, what you know doesn't fill your cup, what you know doesn't fill your bank account, the harder it is for spirit to be like, here's the new thing, because where does it come from? You didn't make room for it to show up. But you figured that part out. And frankly, this really truly is about money. Knight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles out here. Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So there are going to be new opportunities to show up for you to feel very stable, very confident in your finances. And that changes how you view yourself. I'm hearing for a lot of you, the mental hangup that you have with your money really lends itself to your self-image and your self-concept and how you're viewing yourself working in the world. People won't know that you have the debts that you have, or people won't know you have the money troubles you have by looking at you, right? It's a part of that conversation, but you feel like you're wearing money issues like a scarlet letter, and it does not have to be that way. There was time for you to do some inner work here in regards to how money shows up for you, how that shows up in your life, and how it's always shown up in your life. And you've done it, but I will tell you, there is a thing here about there is more to come here. So you will start to receive more of an abundant flow, but there will be another layer to this particular lesson because you're just not able to capture the whole lesson in one swoop. Okay. So there will be more. You're going to feel like, spirit's picking on you, but they're not. They just know that you couldn't have taken the whole lesson in one shot. Because when they go deep, when the wounds go deep, you need more time to work through the layers so you don't put yourself down and out and under. Okay. They would rather you take it slow than put you into a mental hospital. Cancer. My nails make it hard to pick up things off the floor. And it drives me nuts. That's why I left that other card down there. These two came out together. Cancer, you've had some hard decisions to make here. You have had a Tower moment come in regards to your stability, your personal stability. And it has really rocked you at your foundation of who you are, who you portray yourself to be, and the discrepancies there. Spirit wants you to know that while you feel stuck, while you feel like you're not aligned with who you've become, and it feels a little like, I don't even know who I am. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know how I'm serving myself, how I'm serving my community, how I'm serving in my reality, my family, my friends, all the things, right? And so it's giving this very much, I feel stuck, I feel held back, but there's also an energy of, I feel like I'm a burden. You're not a burden. You're not a burden. Spirit wants you to take the time right now to focus more on loving yourself. What does that mean? What does that look like for you? How can you really support yourself emotionally at this time? Because it feels like the emotions are heavy, and how you move through that impacts how you view yourself, okay? There is a lot of air energy out here, and so just know that as you're kind of in your head, Spirit's ultimate thing is they want you to drop out of your head and into your body. Your body, Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, your body lends itself to how you really feel. Your body cannot tell you a lie. Your body knows when you're in a place and space that just doesn't work for you. Your body knows when the energy around you is off, right? And so if you lead with that and you come out of your head, because your brain will tell you lies, if you come out of your head and then into your body, you have the answers that you need. And from there, that's how we get the wish fulfillment showing up. From there, our body leads us. It literally guides us on the path to receive what we've been waiting to receive this whole time. There are choices that you will have to make. They're going to feel large, but when you're faced with choices on your path about knowing when you need to go and when you need to hold, okay, what you need to do, and not taking into account everybody else's shit, but solely focusing on yourself, those become large, life-changing, path-changing choices. And so paying attention to how you feel when you're doing those is going to be the key to being sure that you're doing the correct thing, that you're on the correct path. All right, Leo. Tell you what, Leo, if you haven't watched the whole recording up until this point, like, dang near everyone got the Tower moment, including you. And so I would dare say we have some heavier stuff going on here, all right? Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, you have the Tower and the Death card. Oh, and Judgment. Okay. And the Ten of Swords. So we are definitely, most definitely, Death Tower, Ten of Swords, ending cycles. These are cycles that we know have never worked for us, not even like no longer, but factually never worked for us. And it's taking you a long time to realize like, oh, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. This isn't what I need. This isn't what I want. This isn't what I desire. And so given the amount of time it's taking you, I want to, number one, congratulate you on the fact that you have worked through this cycle, right? You have done the big one. And then I want you to recognize where that anxiety, where that self-sabotage, where that self-inflicted harm of judgment has come from. Because for a lot of you, that's not your own voice. This Tower moment could have been avoided by following your voice, by following your needs and your desires, instead of thinking that someone else always knows best and always knows better for you. That's rarely the case. It's rarely the case. You have some manifestations that are coming in, and it's the success, it's the drive, it's the ambition, it's that job that you've wanted, it's that, social media success that you've been waiting for, all of the things to help propel you forward and let you enter into this next season feeling wildly abundant, okay? Those are gonna start to show up. Now, as they show up, you also do have love coming in. I feel like the love actually is gonna show up before your abundance does. This love feels like it's maybe 4 or 5 weeks away. You have a King of Cups out here with the Ace of Cups and the Lovers. So there is definitely a love connection that will be showing up for you before summer truly kicks off. All right. For some of you, you might even meet them over like Memorial Day. If you live in the US. Interesting. So be prepared to be out and about, be prepared to be seen. For a lot of you, be prepared to be out by water. Whatever that looks like for you in whatever state you live in or whatever country you live in. Get out of the house, make a plan. Make a plan to make a change. All right, Virgo. Fair amount of cards. Well, you are showing up as yourself. Queen of Pentacles out here. If I can pick it up. There you go. Queen of Pentacles out here. Interesting. Okay, we're taking that too. So yes, you are showing up as yourself. You are entering into a really abundant season. You have been working so hard to let the anxiety go, to let those fears go, to make room for the new blessings that are showing up in real time. I'm hearing for a lot of you, factually, your life is changing in front of your eyes right now, and you just haven't quite grasped that yet. For some of you, it's prayers. For some of you, it's manifestation. For some of you, it's absolutely both. They've been heard. Your manifestations have been heard. They've been accepted. Okay. Your prayers have been heard. They are going to be actively worked on. For a lot of you to be in the Queen of Pentacles energy, that means that your cup runneth over, to be frank. That means that you are finally working in tandem with spirit, okay? And you are receiving the money that you've been waiting for. 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, Page and Knight of Pentacles. It's factually showing up here. You started to feel the shift on this about March, your belief system really started to kick in, and you've rewritten your beliefs to a new system. So your beliefs started to really kick in, and you are going to be seeing the evidence of the financial upgrade in your reality. Like, this will not be hidden. It won't be like, oh, I didn't realize I had that. No. You're going to realize, because all of your needs are going to be taken care of. You do have the Emperor out here. Ace of Cups was already out here. Page of Wands, King of Wands, and Queen of Swords. So it wouldn't surprise me if there is a masculine energy that shows up in a positive position to help you in terms of your finances, whether that's a financial advisor, whether that's someone who delivers a large sum of money to you as, like as a gift or as like an inheritance, whatever this looks like, especially with the Emperor. There could be some legal stuff here, but nothing that's like, oh my gosh, you're down and out. The legal stuff would be like I was saying, like an inheritance, a lotto win, something such as that will be showing up for you. It could also be a spiritual inheritance. I'm looking at the King of Wands here. For some reason, this says to me more spiritual inheritance when combined with the Emperor than it does anything else, okay? It will require you to take some action, but it's also going to require you to take some well thought out action. So when you get this money, when it shows up, please do not run amok and just start doing all the things. If you had a deadline, an immediate pressing need, take care of that first, then sit back. Sit back. See what's what, let all the things clear, let the dust settle, and then choose how you move forward from there. I just split the deck and there was 7 of Pentacles. So know that you will have more than enough. I feel like you're going to think, well, I only have enough to do this, or I only have enough to do that. And the answer there is absolutely wrong. You'll have enough to do it all, but you are going to be asked to prioritize. All right, Libra. Take a quick sip of my water. You've spent a lot of time, Libra, feeling like you just don't know which way is up. There has also been a fair amount of external battles that have been going on. You've had people wage war against you, spiritual warfare, as well as people just talking their shit, okay? And it's kind of left you in this energy of, damn, when does this let up? When do I get out of this funk? And Spirit wants you to know the time is now. 3 of Cups, 4 of Wands, the Sun card. Like, the time is now. The more you can find pockets of joy, the more you can find pockets of peace, the easier it's going to be for you to grasp those at all times, even when you aren't feeling solid inside of yourself. So you can keep coming back to that energy. You can keep grasping more joy. You can keep pulling your energy from the quantum field. If you need an energetic boost, okay, pulling your energy that you need from the quantum field and allowing those ley lines to really support you is being called out here, all right? And from there, that's how you get stable. That's how you get grounded. That's also how you end up knowing your own mind and your own heart and how you're going to move forward. And there is forward momentum, especially in regards to your resources out here with the Ace of Pentacles. So your joy, your mental, emotional, and physical abundance is tied to your energy, as everyone's is. But they are specifically calling upon you to get good at energy management, to get good at knowing what your energy body needs from you so you can start supplying it with more ease. You can start supplying that swiftly. If you need to do a meditation every morning that reminds you to connect to the quantum field, that reminds you to pull your energy from there and allow that to be how you raise your vibration, then that's what you need to do. It's about getting good and setting routines for yourself that support all your body systems and all layers of your body, so you're more adaptable and equipped to handle life. Scorpio. Scorpio, you've been putting in some work. Yeah, you've been putting in some work to make the changes you need to make. You're over the energy of, I have to do this because this is how life gets better for me. When in actuality, you know your own path, you know your own heart, you know your own mind. So it's really leaving everyone else's bullshit to them and allowing yourself to find your way forward. It feels like it's quite a journey. Okay. Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Feels like it's quite a journey, the journey back to yourself. But you are on that divine feminine journey, okay? And so continuing to pour into yourself, continuing to ask spirits involvement, continuing to invite them in and let them show you the pathway forward, even if it's incrementally, knowing that they're there to support your evolution is important, especially when you're in a season of things are really weird. I don't necessarily know what's going on here. I know what's leaving my life. I know that what's collapsing. I know that the relationships that are going are meant to go because they have not been serving me for a really long time. But what am I doing? Right? There's that energy, but what am I doing? And so leaning into that connection to spirit, they will help you navigate the what am I doing? I got to keep going forward. How do I do that? Because you're meant to be in alignment and you're meant to be on that next path already. So if you're like, everything's shifting and I feel really weird, but I don't like I'm okay though. You're wrapping up a cycle, but you've already started a new one. Energetically and emotionally, you've already started that new cycle. So knowing that the decisions you make now set you up for future success. And I realize we all know that, but there is something really important to that, because it could be some really small decisions or it could be some really big decisions. But either way, every last move you make starts the next step on your path. And so if you're trying to lay your yellow brick road, we need to be sure that we are in alignment with all decisions we make at all times. Do you cook at home or do you get fast food tonight? That's a decision for your path. Do you meditate twice a day or do you meditate once every couple of days? That's a choice for you and where you're at on your path. Do you connect in with your guides at all times and leave a running stream of consciousness? Or do you specifically invite them in at certain times for certain activities and then allow it to go from there? Up to you and up to your path. So they are calling upon you to make these choices, but then we have to stick to them. Okay. So getting good at knowing what you need is going to be crucial. And I feel like you're thinking, I already know what I need. I don't think you do. I don't think you do. And I will argue that one with you in the comments, because a lot of you are still knowing what you, or think you know what you need based on your previous portion of the path, but that version of you is no longer here. So it's time for a new way to arise. Sagittarius. Oy. And these ones are so slippery too. I always think to myself, I should edit those portions out of the video because nobody looks great bending over, right? And then it gets to be time to put the video up and post it. And then I'm like, I'm not editing shit. Sagittarius. You've got love. Oh, bottom of the deck. Yeah. You got love. King and Queen of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Four of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. King and Queen of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Four of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. We've got a love connection coming in. This is a true soulmate connection, someone who wants a long-term commitment, who is really driven by stability within a connection. King of Pentacles can sometimes be, oh, Page of Cups out here too. Yeah, this is going to move slowly. This is going to be a love that you have never encountered before. Could be a past person, does not have to be, okay? But this is going to be the energy that you have never encountered before, because this is the energy of true soulmate love. Now, does that mean everything's easy breezy, lemon squeezy? Absolutely not. But does that mean this is aligned and therefore we have the time, attention, the ability to lean into this, to understand where this person is coming from, to navigate through life's ups and downs? Absolutely. Absolutely. In the past, people have, in relationships, they've, been liars, cheaters, stealers, blah, 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 blah. All the negative energy, right? They could even just have been leading you on, okay? And Spirit kind of wants you to take a look around at those lessons and start viewing them in a different light, because at this point you haven't even viewed those as lessons. What you have viewed those as is just men suck, women suck. How could they do this to me? No, there's a deeper meaning here. What does it show you about yourself? What did that connection highlight for you? Put a flashlight directly on. You're in the spotlight. What did those relationships show you about yourself? About how you communicate, about how you show up for yourself, about how you set boundaries for yourself. Looking at that stuff will bring you through this. There is and was a little healing work that was done in regards to love, and you have done it, and Spirit is now saying, okay, you've graduated. Now you can have that relationship because you've done the work. You've cleared out that self-judgment. You've cleared out that hatred. You've cleared out the judgment of others. And now you're more free and clear, okay? So know that everything that you've been focusing on, everything that you've been desiring to call into your life is going to be showing up. And that's that inner peace and that inner strength lends itself to a new connection, okay? Because you too will have to be different as you enter into a new connection. It's not just that you're picking a different type of person or that, you're only open to certain types of people. It's that you truly are different on the inside. Therefore, the things that you used to go for or the things you used to fall for, you would never fall for in this current energy. And I feel like you might be tested on that a little bit, so pay close attention. Capricorn. As you guys are watching this, know that Mystic Codes of the Goddess is officially open for enrollment. If you have been wanting to deepen your connection to the Divine Feminine and really want to explore what that means, that is a container for you. Cap. You're ending cycles of carrying other people's bullshit. You're ending cycles of emotional turmoil. You're ending cycles of self-loathing and self-hatred, right? And you have come to the realization that there's a double up here. Okay. Only you have the ability, have the control to actually end these cycles. No one else can do it for you, and you have come to that realization. And from that space, you are kind of leaning into trust with the universe. You know that your joy shifts your narrative. Your joy puts you into a season of winning, okay? Keeping your heart open is going to be crucial at this time. Allowing yourself to receive what you need is also crucial at this time. 10 and the Page of Pentacles says that stability is on your mind, knowing that you can have your needs, your desires, your wants, your biggest wishes and dreams met, even if it might take just a little bit. Knowing that brings you so much peace because you are the most abundant and you are the most loving and nurturing to yourself. And so by continuing to nurture and grow in yourself, your sense of stability and your sense of peace really brings everything else that you need in. So keep honoring what you know you need. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep allowing yourself to see the goodness in life. You know, if people show you their true colors, they show you their true colors, right? But if you keep showing up thinking, well, this is going to be a shit show, then it will be. But if you show up in the energy of how good can it get, Spirit will show up and show out for you. Aquarius. These are kind of flying out a little funny. I was going to say, I wonder if the message is over. The two cards that came out were the Two of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So clearly we have a new love interest showing up, and now here's the Queen of Pentacles. So you have your soulmates coming in. Your soulmates coming in. You've done the inner work here, okay? You have surpassed, you've ended the cycles that kept you stuck and in loops from your past, okay? This has been a heavy load for you to bear mentally, and you have done it. And as a result, there is truly going to be a love offer that shows up for you. And it's going to bring so much joy, so much clarity, so much passion. I'm just hearing like intense, but in a good way, energy into your life. This person is truly meant to be in your life. They are truly a fated connection. And so leaning into that energy, allowing this gift from the universe to show up and knowing that you can sustain the connection, because there's a little bit of fear here, like, oh, I can get the connection, I can get the man, I can get the woman, but then how do I keep them? People fall out of love with me. That's the work you've just done. Whether you realize it or not, that's the work you've just done. People don't fall out of love with you. Matter of fact, people tend to spin the block on you. You're not forgettable. Your brain has been lying to you. Last but never least, our Pisces. As I was shuffling, I kept hearing like upgrades to your life path have been made. Okay, Hierophant out here. Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles. Upgrades to your life path have been made. All right. You have really done the work here to settle some of these scores mentally. You have been down and out. You have been at a very low point, and you have built yourself back up. And it's like, now's the time for you to protect your peace. Now's the time for you to know that without a doubt, the financial resources that you have needed and desired this whole time, Spirit has just been keeping for you in a spiritual bank, okay? the money is going to be showing up. New resources, new financial endeavors are going to be showing up, and you will feel so solid and grounded in who you are, because the victory here is yours. You have fought long and hard. You have done the work. You've put in the time, and now it's time for you to receive some rewards. Okay, now is the time for you to really honor and love yourself as you go to this next phase where all of your needs are met, where you are not left down and out, right? With that Ace of Wands out here, it's giving your summer is going to be very productive. Your summer is going to be full of joy, full of action, full of new experiences. And that's what's needed after a season of drought. After a season of not knowing what's happening, what's going on, what's the up, what's the down. And so you're coming out of the wonky energy and you're coming into this like, life feels really good now energy. And from there, they want you to cultivate that. They want you to play in that energy and allow that to grow and expand. So that way you can continuously have the life is really good right now energy, because that's been long needed. Long needed. Thank you so much for being here today. If this is the type of content you like, feel free to come back every week. I have a new video posted. I will be starting to do Zodiac sign readings. They will have a little bit of a twist because I do work in the quantum field, because I do focus on the divine feminine. They aren't just going to be tarot readings. It's going to be about things that you can adjust inside of yourself, things that you can do to honor and hone in, you know, in this next phase of life, into the divine feminine, into the womb space, and allowing that growth and expansion from there. Men are always welcome in my spaces, but I do specifically work with the divine femme for a lot of things. So really focusing in on life path stuff and how you can grow and evolve from that space is what this channel is all about. So if this is content you love to see, we'd love to have you here. Please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, share, all the things as we work to grow our channel. Thank you so much and have a great day.